Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and these are the NWS 140-69-205s. Kind of a 205 millimeter, sort of a kind of a combination. This is what's getting interesting. They've got more precision tips, very much in line with the Knipex here, as far as the tip goes. Way different than say Klein's or the Snap-ons. But they also have kind of this nut grabbing or bolt grabbing area here, right on the opposite side of the cutting knives, and then this area up here, which kind of puts it into that sort of that same ballpark as the Snap-on, which is a little odd, I think, for such narrow jaws. And the jaws don't close all the way right up at the tip. It was kind of interesting. I was playing around with that, trying to look under magnification to see. Here's an example. You can see as these are closing. You can see right there. So I'm squeezing these hard, and you can see they're hitting right in that middle area. They're not closing up at the tips. And you can. I'm even sponging the handles here, squeezing them, and you can see that. Compared to, say, the Snap-on, get those in there, you can see those close almost like tweezers right up at the tip. You get that to focus on it first. Look at those, which is really nice. Knipex, get the focus on that. You can see how those are closing right up at the tip. But anyway, maybe a more real-world test might be kind of biting paper. So I've got some sort of a piece of cardboard here. And if I grab this right here, dig in a little bit, I mean, it's on there tight enough to hold. Line that up on the tips. You can see right there, and pull. What did we get? We kind of just rubbed off some of the paper there. You can see the indentations and the scoring. Compare that to the Snap-ons. I'll do those kind of next door. Go in right there, just a little tiny bit, and pull, and you can see it took a tooth out right there. That's how they should be. You should be able to grab really tight and hang on, way up at the end. So that bothers me a little for a pair of precision needle nose like this. This is a little smaller radius than these pliers, these other NWS, which I like, and they were a better expression, I think, than my Irwins. Another NWS I showed with these side cutters, which I'm impressed with. I really like them. They work great, and then that sort of 50% reduction in effort to snip wire makes a big difference. But anyway, these guys here, this little opening down here is equally shallow, and that was one of my complaints here. This is pretty big, and to grab a bolt with just that much depth can get a little sketchy. But on this one, it's obviously smaller. You can see there, quite a bit smaller, as a matter of fact. About the largest you can grab is about 5/16, which is this. So if you see that in there, I mean, not the largest, the smallest, sorry. The smallest bolt you can grab, and if you look, you're essentially closing the blades, but I do have it. It's in there pretty solid. If I go to a 1/4 inch, just spins. 1/4 inch is too small there. 10 millimeters, about a sweet spot, so that's a 10 bolt right there. I can easily grab that, and as you can see, it completely consumes the bolt head. So you've got a decent enough grip on it there for stuff that size. So it makes a lot more sense to me than this. That almost looks like more of a bottle opener than anything you could really seriously grab something with. So that part's good, except it's on more of a precision plier, not something quite as beefy as the Snap-on. And the Snap-on also is a heavier plier, more meat up there at the far end. So it's kind of a bit of a possible contradiction to try to keep or maintain some precision jaws on this needle nose, but then also have nut grabbing capabilities down below. The handles are nice. They fit great. They are wide. Compare that to the snap-on here. You can see it's quite a bit beefier handle all the way around. If we go to a Knipex here, or a larger Knipex, something like that, you can see it's still on the wider side, a little thicker. Klein, I think these are Journeyman's, or yeah, Journeyman. This is one of my favorites just because of the meat up there. It's such a beefy needle nose. But anyway, they do have the tethering attachments. They're about $38, which puts them well into the range of the Kleins and the Knipex. Snap-on, of course, is still, 1.5 to 2 times more. And then Milwaukee's about half that, if you went that direction. I'm kind of wondering, though, if the cutters on these guys are pretty good. Let me show you how those work. I've got the smaller version of these on the way, so that may be the world's best plier. But I can snip wire with these. It's not their main forte. If I do it with this guy here, it's pretty poppy. You can see the snap-on, which kind of, I don't know if that's vector edge. It's a little subdued. Does it? Look at that snip. Pops it off. Klein is similar to, it's somewhere between the snap-on and that NWS. Kind of a little bit of a pop, and then the Knipex is pretty poppy too. Maybe the biggest pop. But anyway, so they're sort of a combination of nut grabbing and precision. I don't know. They are fairly smooth, a little stiff at the extremes. That'll wear in. And a nice big handle, which is kind of nice. I like that even on the smaller pliers. That's one of the things I've noticed when Knipex offers the heavier or larger plier over the dipped handles, like this. I really like those. But yeah, they are bigger. This is even bigger. German quality. If you've got experience with these compared to some of these others, let me know. They are a narrow, very light plier. It's kind of surprising how much lighter they are. In fact, I was wondering, gosh, do the handles have metal that goes all the way down? And in fact, yeah, I can rest a magnet on the end. I don't know how thick it is. I almost want to pull the handles off and compare. But there is a lot more metal in this snap-on, and I can feel it. And then you can see it there. I mean, it's with the profile, it's definitely noticeable. These are beasts. They weigh a ton. But anyway, there it is. The NWS, sort of a combination multi-plier needle nose precision plier. And with that, Doc out.